From Amateur Radio Newsline Report, number 2121, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, June 27, 2018. We begin this week with an update on the Ducie Island D-Expedition, which sets off in late October. Excitement is building, and progress is too.
The Ducie Island D-Expedition team continues to gather momentum towards its operations as Victor Papa 6 Delta on October 20th through to November 3rd. The newest member of the pilot team is 15-year-old Mason Matrasso, Kilo Mike 4, Sierra India, who made his debut D-Expedition last year at age 14 operating from Iceland. He's heading to Curacao next month as Papa Juliet 2 / Kilo Mike 4, Sierra India. The D-Expedition team has been making the rounds, attending at Dayton Hamvention and the International DX Convention in Visalia, California in the US, and Friedrichshafen in Germany to talk up the trip and meet with corporate sponsors. They also continue their fundraising to help defray personal expenses of the team members themselves. For more information about this much-awaited South Pacific D-Expedition, or to help support it, visit VictorPapa6Delta.com. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
In the U.S., the question pool is changing for the Technician Class License Exam as of July 1st.
Every 3 years, the questions are changed, modified, and brought up to date by the National Conference of Volunteer Exam Coordinators. So as of July 1st, you can consider all the old license test preparation materials, like manuals, online practice tests, PowerPoint presentations, and such, to be outdated. Approximately 60 of the technician license questions were replaced. Most of the questions focus on the same concepts, but wording changes will bring the material up to date. If you are part of a volunteer exam team, you must use the new exam starting on July 1st. So VEs, be sure to change out those tests. And if you're studying with old books, be aware that some of those questions will change while the topics, for the most part, won't. If you've been studying with the old books, June 30th is your last chance to take the test before the big change. Reporting for Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9VPG.
Finally this week, a story about radio waves that truly knows no bounds, not even inside the walls of a high-security prison.
There's something to be said for the power of radio, even if, in this case, it's not amateur radio. And even if, in this case, it's radio produced inside a remote, high-security prison. The inmates here call their service the West Kimberley Regional Prison Radio Hour, or WKRP. No, not that WKRP, the name of the radio station in that wildly popular American TV series of some years ago based in Cincinnati. This is radio programming that gives details on prison happenings. When it was launched last year, it was envisaged as a bulletin service of sorts for simple updates, but now the program is heard outside the Western Australian prison's prison walls on community stations. If you've ever had Mike fried as a ham, you've something in common with the inmates here who received expert coaching from Rebecca O'Meara and encouragement from producer Brad Spring of Derby Aboriginal Media Corporation. Now the hour-long weekly show is heard through the National Indigenous Radio Service. The audience isn't a captive one, but the program's announcers are, at least until they've served their time. Hams can relate? No, there's nothing better than getting the word out, no matter what walls you may be behind, and knowing others really hear you. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, Graham Kemp, VK4BB, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.